You should never hire a developer without doing these 4 steps. There's over 6,000 applications that are coming out every single day. The median application makes only $50 every month. So before investing a large amount of money in building an application, you need to do these 4 steps. So this is the 4-step formula that I came up with, building over 100 applications to make sure they succeed before we built them. I've been bit by that as well. 12 years ago, I built my first application that made $0. And since then, during the years, I've built over 100 products with the biggest names out there like Forbes and Starbucks that generated over $100 million in revenue. So this is the 4-step insurance process I have to make sure the applications make money before I invest any money in them. The first step is find 3 competitors that are making money off of that product. It could be apps that are similar or in adjacent niches, but you need to be able to prove that an application like this has already succeeded before. Otherwise, if you're doing something completely new that nobody's tried it before, the chances are people either have tried it and failed, or they didn't even think there was an opportunity, or nobody even bothered to try because the market was so small. Being unique is good, but you need to take what's already worked and improve on it, not try to reinvent the wheel. The second piece of the puzzle is getting strangers to pay for it first. How I do this is I use a validation mechanic I call pretending the app exists before it does. It's as simple as it sounds. You create a landing page that pretends the application exists, create the screenshots that you put inside the landing page, and pretend the application exists and actually try to charge money for it, see if people are interested in paying for it. The problem you're trying to solve should be something that people are willing to pay money for it, or at least sign up for it before it even exists. And if you're wondering how exactly I do that, I have a video in my channel that I went through the exact process that I've done that on an application that tens of people paid me $25 without it even existing. The next step is cutting your application down into 1 to 3 core features. Sure, you want to solve a very big problem, you want all these different features inside your application, but that's never going to be the first version of your application. The more features you put in your application, the lower the chance of you being able to attract an audience. Because the more niche your application is and the more specific the problem you're trying to solve for people is, the easier it will become for you to market it and the less overwhelming your application will be. Down the line, you could add features around the core functionalities you want your application to have, but initially speaking, you need to pick 1 to maximum 3 core features and build a vertical slice. The vertical slice is a polished version of only a very specific part of your app. When people come to your application, they might not even be able to go to navigate freely in different pages of your app, but the places that they do needs to feel polished for them. It's very important to go to market, but one small trap that a lot of people fall into is trying to have a very perfect version in this stage. You actually need to have a target of 2 to 4 weeks maximum to take your application to the hands of the users. And the last step is doing the math before you make any decision. You need to be able to understand how many users at what price point you need to onboard to your application to make it self-sustaining and break even, and then from that point onwards to make profit off. If you're not building your application with the thought of being profitable and you don't have a built-in audience or an audience that you know you could tackle to, the chances are you're going to have a very hard time trying to scale your application. I personally prefer having a line of thousands of people waiting to use my application before I actually build. That's the reason through my business, we co-build software products only with people who have an audience, because those are the people who have the distribution lined up. Meaning if we build an application with them, they could take it out to their audience and their audience is going to be the first users of the application. In my channel, I share all the formulas and playbooks I have in building successful applications. On that note, if you have an audience and want to build a profitable software venture around it, I'd be more than happy to chat. There's a link in the description below with a form that you can fill out. And if you would like to know how we build successful applications repeatedly, I have a ton of videos in my channel about that. Thank you for watching.